everybody, how's it going? So, the 10-minute Haki break for Gear 4th is back. It is back in full force to the point where I think this chapter should have been called Timeout, because that's what it was. The cover page starts us off with Ideo. They're making a new ship out of a lot of the parts that were left over, and if you look at the background, you'll see that a lot of the long arms are working together with the long legs. So just like I was saying in my previous review, it's just Oda trying to resolve these very enduring, long-lasting conflicts. Anyhow, Monjor seems to be mobilizing all of Big Mom's battleships to attack not only the Straw Hat Pirates, but also the Fire Tank Pirates, Capone's people, as well as Jinbei's people, the Sun Pirates. Now the thing here is that you have these panels like of individual Charlotte children. One of them is Daifuku, so he's out in the sea. We have Smoothie there as well as Kompot. Kompot being the first daughter of the Charlotte family. Now, there is another panel of this character that looks very similar to one of Cracker's biscuit soldiers. I mean, his appearance is kind of similar, so what does that mean? Does that mean that Cracker is back? Is this like a brand new character? Could it possibly be Commander Snack? I thought it was interesting because he's literally the only character in that lineup of panels that is shaded in gray. So I thought that was a pretty interesting choice by Oda. Meanwhile, back at the study, it seems like Nami has had time to change her clothes, and it seems like she's wearing something that's a little bit more cozy. Wonder what that B on her belt stands for, though. Could it be B for burglar? We head over to the factory, and it seems like everything is just ready to go. The bread is done, the chocolate is done, as well as Sanji's infamous whipped cream. In fact, one of the chefs tastes a little bit of it and just, finds himself falling on the floor because it's so good, which to me is obvious foreshadowing to what's going to happen to Big Mom once she eats the wedding cake. So at the very least, based off of what happened to the chef in this chapter, it seems like the wedding cake will have the effect of, at the very least, immobilizing Big Mom momentarily. But then, like I've also mentioned in previous videos, if it's so delicious, it could also cause Big Mom to become addicted to whatever Sanji makes, and then she'll be like, I'll chase you to the ends of the world for this type of cooking because it's so delicious. So, it'll stop her momentarily, but then it'll just give her another reason to just keep chasing after them. So Sanji ends the chapter by saying, down with Big Mom. I'm not gonna lie though, once that actually ends up happening, I feel like that moment is going to feel a little bit like a Saturday morning cartoon. Which, it's whatever at this point. Another thing, though, is that they haven't gone out of the factory, and Sanji's, making all these plans. We'll meet up with Nami. They're preparing a ship to leave, but I definitely think that Sanji is making the escape seem a lot more simple than it actually will be, because right outside the factory door is Oven with Pound, who wants to see his daughter, and then, again, the Big Mom fleet is coming in as well. And as it was stated in this chapter, the fleet is going to be pursuing the Straw Hats, as well as the Fire Tank Pirates, which are also heading towards Cacao Island. So I would not be surprised if Cacao Island ends up being surrounded pretty soon. Yeah, because Cacao Island seems to be the reunion point for everything at this point. So if Big Mom's forces arrive there, I would also expect the Vinsmokes to come in from a flank and try and deal with the forces that way. It'll just be a way of the Vinsmokes returning the favor for Sanji, saving them back at the wedding. But anyway, folks, let's get into talking about Luffy's predicament in this chapter, because the chapter actually opens up with a Kong gun not landing on Katakuri, because Katakuri, using his future sight ability, his observation Haki, was able to push it back with his own attack. That's literally the opening panel. So from an attacking standpoint, it seems like both of these guys' armament Haki is sort of on par with each other's. Defensive-wise, not so much, because there's been some damage dealt. So what happens in the opening action sequence of this chapter is this. Katakuri lands his hit on Kong Gun, on Gear 4th, with his right arm. Soon afterward, Katakuri tries to hit Luffy with his left arm, but Luffy dodges the left arm, and he's out in this other space, but then Katakuri uses his awakening to open up a third air donut to have another attack come in on Luffy, and Luffy's just completely unprepared to take that, so he gets hit with that third Mochi air donut attack. The main point here being that if you look at page 7 on Manga Stream, you can clearly see that there's 3 air donuts, 3 Katakuri arms with armament Haki in play. Now the thing that I really like about this air Mochi donut ability from Katakuri is that if you notice, it technically allows the user to save up a lot of their Haki, because all you're doing is infusing an arm with the Haki that you need at the time, instead of going full body armament Haki, which drains you a lot, as we see with Gear 4th. That's essentially what's happening to Luffy. I mean, because essentially that's kind of like what Gear 4th actually is in a way. It's like a version of full body armament Haki. So if you could just like, you know, select the areas of your body that you need to have Haki on, like your arms, to land these attacks like Katakuri is doing, you could save up a lot of your Haki reserves. It would lower your defensive capability because you're also not using the armament Haki that you need to sort of protect yourself, but at the same time, it'll save Haki. So my hope is that Luffy learns from this, and then once he gets awakening, he can open up like these rubber portals, kind of like Gilgamesh in Fate Zero, and then he can just use that to spam like Kong guns, or like, you know, just create a Gatling out of these rubber portals like Katakuri is doing with the donuts. Because right now the truth of the matter is that we have a problem with this 10-minute break thing. I mean, can you imagine this happening in Wano against Kaido? No way. Like, the only way I could possibly see this still being a thing by then is if like the supernovas are like, they create like a wall around Luffy, kind of like in a timeout from like a boxing match. They're like, don't worry about it, Luffy, you'll get him next time, just wait 10 minutes, just get some water. You got Usopp with like a towel going like, oh crap, oh no, he needs the 10-minute break, I need cover. And then the Supernova Alliance just comes in and forms a line and starts spamming their attacks on Kaido to buy Luffy that 10 minutes. Now, I do have to give Luffy credit, because from this chapter you can also tell that he's getting a lot better at you know, being able to get up and do stuff even after using Gear 4th. Like, you know, he was able to run away, grab Brûlé, and also use Gear 3rd after using Gear 4th. Not like in Dressrosa, where like he used it for the first time and he was pretty much, I mean, he was done. He couldn't do much of anything. Like, Sabu had to come in because Burgess was going to kill him, and you know, he really needed those 10 minutes because he couldn't even move. So he's getting better. I will give him that. This whole thing with Brûlé, people are not going to let it go. They are not going to let it slip. I mean, even if Luffy wins the fight, they're gonna go back to this moment and be like, yeah, but Brûlé was there. I can already hear people shouting out plot convenience. I haven't even posted the review, and I can already hear people talking about this. So yeah, people are going to have like this thing in the back of their heads, like just like with Cracker, it was like Nami, like softening off the biscuits. Yo, how's it going, homie? Make sure to check out the brand new One Piece fandom album, Plot Convenience, available in stores now while supplies last, and while Katakuri stays stuck in the mirror world, featuring Tyrese. So yeah, Katakuri is definitely stuck in that mirror world because Brûlé is the only character that can allow characters to go in and out, unless he goes over to Brûlé's cottage. But Brûlé's cottage, because that cottage is in the middle of both worlds, but it'll lead him all the way back to Whole Cake Island, and Luffy right now is in Nuts Island, where Big Mom is raging, so that wouldn't be a lot of help, especially because Luffy only needs 10 minutes, so yeah, I can only imagine, right, when Luffy gets back into the mirror world, Katakuri's gonna be stuffing his mouth with some donuts. He'll be like, oh man, I thought I had some privacy. You caught me off guard again. Plot Convenience, featuring Tyrese. I thought Amande was pretty cool in trying to do her job. Takes a swing at Luffy, but Luffy dodges. And then Amande's slash hits Speros candy wall, and then he does the slug thing, so now Luffy's running away. And notice how Luffy continues to grab onto Brûlé, which obviously means that he's going back into the mirror world. You know, he's running away for 10 minutes, but he's coming back. Otherwise, like, he would just, you know, leave Brûlé someplace else and not care about her. So he's definitely coming back to see Katakuri. Also, Gear 4th does absolutely nothing up against Speros candy wall. Normally, Luffy would have used Red Hawk, but since Red Hawk requires Haki, he used Gear 3rd, but it didn't do anything. And I'm going to end this review by giving Oda some credit, because despite how inconvenient the 10-minute break thing is for Luffy, I have to give Oda credit for at least keeping that limitation, keeping that drawback consistent within the story. Because I feel like a lot of other writers would have introduced a limitation in a previous arc and then dismiss it just because it was convenient to do so. Like, maybe they'll have the character like have a little line or a bit of dialogue saying, oh no, yeah, that limitation that I had, you know, some arcs ago, I got over it. It's no longer a thing because I did something off screen, I did something off panel that allowed me to overcome that limitation. But at least Oda is keeping that present in the story and consistent, and I think it's a really good learning opportunity for Luffy. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video. If you did like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Those things may seem small, but they do kind of help me feel like motivated and encouraged to keep doing these things. I have a lot of fun, but it's always nice to see that people appreciate what I do. You don't have to, but still, please let me know how you felt about this chapter. Specifically, I'm very interested in knowing how you felt about the fact that Luffy had to run away because of his Haki giving up. Personally, I can see both sides to it. I think it's an inconvenience, but on the other hand, I think it's good because it keeps Luffy's power grounded. So let me know your thoughts. Thanks a bunch for everything you do. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.